Have you ever wondered why the serpent plays such a central role in the Garden of Eden? Imagine a perfect garden where everything is harmony and peace. Suddenly, a serpent appears, bringing temptation and doubt. But what does this enigmatic figure truly symbolize when it tempts Eve to eat the forbidden fruit? Is the serpent merely a villain or an agent of transformation and knowledge? What does this biblical narrative reveal about our own struggle between material desires and spiritual growth? In this video, we will dive deep into the various interpretations of the serpent in the Garden of Eden. Get ready to challenge your beliefs and discover new perspectives on this ancient story. When we analyze this scenario, the focus shifts less to the nature of the serpent and more to its action in tempting Eve. The serpent is seen as an agent of temptation without necessarily possessing an inherently malevolent nature. This perspective opens up a range of interpretations that transcend the traditional view. A common interpretation is that the serpent symbolizes Satan, the adversary. This view suggests that the serpent is a manifestation of evil, whose goal is to deceive humans and lead them away from the Creator. In this context, the serpent is more than just an animal. It represents the enemy of the Creator, seeking to corrupt divine creation. This interpretation is widely upheld in the Judeo-Christian tradition, where Satan is often associated with the serpent in the Garden of Eden. Some scholars and theologians propose that the serpent in the Garden of Eden might symbolize something more abstract, such as evil in general or human temptation. According to this interpretation, the serpent represents the forces that lead us to make wrong decisions, reflecting our own weaknesses and desires. Thus, the serpent embodies the internal challenges we face in trying to live according to our values and principles. This approach highlights the psychological and moral dimensions of the narrative, suggesting that temptation is an intrinsic part of the human condition. Another interesting perspective is that the serpent could be seen as an agent of transformation and knowledge. Some scholars suggest that by inducing Eve to eat the forbidden fruit, the serpent triggers a process of self-awareness and spiritual evolution. In this sense, the temptation and subsequent fall are seen not only as a departure from the Creator, but also as a crucial step in the development of human consciousness and morality. Additionally, the serpent can be interpreted within a broader context of mythology and symbolism. In many ancient cultures, serpents are symbols of wisdom, renewal, and healing, as well as danger and deception. This duality suggests that the serpent in the Garden of Eden may symbolize an ambiguous force, capable of provoking both growth and destruction, depending on how humans respond to temptation. So, which of these interpretations is correct? The answer might lie in the original Hebrew biblical texts, where nuances and connections are often lost in translation. In the book of Genesis, the word arumi describes the nakedness of Adam and Eve before their disobedience, while arum is used to describe the cunning of the serpent. In Hebrew, they share the same root, indicating an intentional connection between these concepts. This link invites us to reflect more deeply on the narrative. Before consuming the fruit from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, Adam and Eve are naked, but without shame, symbolizing a state of innocence and purity. The serpent, characterized as cunning, represents temptation and deceit. The similarity in the words suggests that the serpent's cunning leads to the loss of innocence and the emergence of shame. This wordplay also invites us to ponder the complexity of human nature, where nakedness symbolizes vulnerability and transparency, while cunning can represent intelligence and the ability to deceive. Additionally, this relationship between arumi and arum can be seen as a commentary on the dualism present in the human condition, the coexistence of purity and corruption, innocence and cunning. In the Garden of Eden, before consuming the forbidden fruit, Adam and Eve lived in perfect harmony and purity, connected to the divine and in tune with their surroundings. This state can be seen as a higher level of consciousness, where humans were closer to their spiritual nature and less influenced by material desires and primal instincts. This period can be seen as a symbol of the human potential to achieve internal and external harmony, an ideal balance between body, mind, and spirit. Additionally, the act of consuming the fruit and the subsequent loss of innocence can be interpreted as a metaphor for the awakening of self-awareness and morality. This event marks the transition from a state of ignorance and instinctiveness to a state of knowledge and moral responsibility. From this point on, humanity embarks on a complex and arduous journey in search of redemption and self-understanding, facing challenges imposed by its own cunning and vulnerability. The transformation of the serpent, which loses its legs and begins to crawl, symbolizes this fall from a higher state. Initially, the serpent may have represented a creature of greater freedom and mobility. However, after the deceit that led to Adam and Eve's disobedience, it becomes a symbol of materiality and degradation. This change also reflects the constant internal battle within humans between their instinctive and material impulses and their intellectual and spiritual sides. The image of the serpent crawling on the ground reminds us that after the fall, humanity became more grounded in the material world. Our instinctive desires and physical needs started to dominate our lives more. On the other hand, the story of the serpent and the fall also highlights the human capacity to overcome these challenges. Even though we are more connected to the material, our higher consciousness, represented by intellectual and spiritual capacity, still resides within us. The struggle between these two aspects of our nature is a fundamental part of the human experience. Every day we face decisions that reflect this duality, choosing between satisfying an immediate desire or following a path that leads to deeper spiritual growth. This struggle is not easy, but it is crucial for our development as human beings. Learning to balance our material needs with our spiritual aspirations is an essential part of our journey. Delving into the Hebrew text, we find an intriguing revelation. Each letter of the Hebrew alphabet has a numerical value, and words with the same numerical values can have hidden and significant connections. This system, known as Gematria, has been used for centuries by scholars of Jewish mysticism. A fascinating example is the word for serpent, Nahash, and the word for Messiah, Mashiach, which both have the numerical value of 358. This equivalence suggests a deep symbolic connection between the serpent and the Messiah. In the story of the Garden of Eden, the serpent is often seen as a symbol of temptation and man's fall, representing our material and instinctive desires that can lead us away from the spiritual path. In contrast, the Messiah is considered the Redeemer, the one who will bring salvation and elevate humanity to a higher state of consciousness. According to Jewish tradition, the Messiah will not only save individuals, but also bring about an era of global peace and understanding, known as the Messianic Age. The equivalence of the numerical values suggests that the redemption symbolized by the Messiah does not mean rejecting or destroying the material world, but rather transforming and elevating it. In other words, the path to redemption is not just about escaping our material desires and temptations, but learning to integrate them in a way that helps us grow spiritually. This view is supported by various Kabbalistic texts, which teach that matter and spirit are not opposing entities, but complementary aspects of divine creation. This shows us that all aspects of our lives, even those that seem low or unworthy, have the potential to be elevated and used for a greater purpose. The message here is clear. True spiritual transformation involves the integration and elevation of all aspects of human existence. Recognizing the divine potential in every detail of our daily lives, temptation and desire, represented by the serpent, are not inherently negative. What matters is our relationship with them and how we manage them. The serpent, an ancient symbol of wisdom and transformation, reminds us that challenges and temptations can be catalysts for our growth. The Messiah, then, comes not just to save us from the material world, but to teach us how to find holiness and redemption in our daily lives. He teaches us that every challenge and temptation is an opportunity for spiritual growth. By facing and transforming our weaknesses, we can achieve both personal and collective redemption. This connection also urges us to see the world in a new way. Instead of viewing matter and spirit as opposites, we can perceive them as complementary aspects of our existence. The challenge lies in finding balance and harmony between them, elevating the material to serve a spiritual purpose. This quest is a journey that involves both the individual and the community. It is a call to elevate ourselves and our community to a higher level of consciousness and spiritual connection. By understanding this interdependence, we begin to realize that our actions in the material world have repercussions in the spiritual realm and vice versa. This understanding can be found in various religious and philosophical traditions that teach us to treat every aspect of life with reverence and purpose. Personal work begins within each of us. It involves examining our own thoughts and emotions and making the necessary changes to align with higher spiritual values. This means facing our internal challenges, overcoming our weaknesses, and developing qualities like compassion, kindness, and gratitude. At the same time, personal work isn't just an individual effort. It's deeply connected to the collective effort toward redemption. We live in an interdependent community, and our actions affect others. Therefore, elevating collective consciousness is essential to fulfilling the divine purpose in the world. This means engaging in actions that promote justice, equality, and love for others, recognizing that our spiritual development is intrinsically linked to the well-being of humanity as a whole. By transforming our lives and contributing to the transformation of society, we work toward creating a more harmonious and spiritually elevated world. Collective work involves building relationships based on understanding, respect, and mutual support. It means joining forces to address social and environmental issues, contributing to the well-being and prosperity of the entire community. In a world filled with divisions and conflicts, it's crucial to seek reconciliation and mutual understanding. By recognizing our interconnectedness and shared humanity, we can work together to overcome the barriers that separate us and build a more just and peaceful world for everyone. Furthermore, collective work promotes the development of social and emotional skills such as empathy, effective communication, and conflict resolution. These skills are essential for creating a harmonious environment where everyone feels valued and heard. In practice, this can manifest in community initiatives, collaborative projects, and volunteer efforts aimed at improving the living conditions of all members of society. Redemption, therefore, is not just an individual goal, but a shared journey towards transformation and the fulfillment of the divine purpose in the world. It requires both personal and collective effort, with each complementing and strengthening the other in the quest for a better and spiritually vibrant world. This is the message the serpent in Genesis seeks to convey, a message that will undoubtedly bring great improvements to our lives once we begin to understand it. The metaphor of the serpent, often interpreted negatively, can be seen in a new light as a symbol of transformation and rebirth. Just as the serpent sheds its skin, we are called to renew ourselves, letting go of old habits and harmful thoughts, to embrace a new way of being, more aligned with the values of love, compassion, and justice. This renewal process isn't solitary. It is enriched by interactions with others who challenge and support our growth. Imagine for a moment the serpent not as a symbol of malice, but as a mysterious guide, leading us down a path of self-knowledge and transformation. By watching this video until the end, you have participated in a similar process. You haven't just absorbed knowledge, but also challenged your perceptions, allowing yourself to question and explore new ideas. Think of an explorer venturing into unknown lands, facing challenges, and discovering new horizons. You are these modern explorers, navigating the mysteries of biblical narratives and uncovering hidden layers and meanings. Every minute spent on this video represents a step in this journey of discovery and growth. I'd like to share a story that always inspires me. In a small village, there was a wise man known for his ability to find deep meanings in simple things. One day, a young man asked him, "Master, what is the secret of life?" The wise man replied, "The secret lies in seeing the extraordinary in the ordinary, in turning every experience into a lesson." Today, you have done just that by exploring the symbolism of the serpent, turning an ancient tale into a map for introspection and spiritual growth. Your participation is essential for us to continue this mission of exploring intriguing topics and enriching our understanding of the world. If this video brought you new perspectives and reflections, don't forget to like it and share your thoughts in the comments. The exchange of ideas is what keeps our quest for knowledge alive. Additionally, to ensure you don't miss any of our upcoming videos filled with reflections and discoveries, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Together, we can keep exploring, questioning, and growing. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Each one of you is a vital part of this community. Until the next video, where new discoveries await us. And before you go, don't miss these 2 videos I've specially selected for you. They are filled with deep insights and fascinating discoveries that you will love. Click on one of them and continue your journey of self-discovery and search for wisdom with the amazing content our channel has to offer.